Is the old independent Alpina actually better? Or is this brand new generation going to completely dominate now that it is officially under the full control of BMW? That is the million-dollar question setting the entire automotive world on fire right now. For decades, purists have treated the classic Alpina like a sacred, untouchable relic. They argue that the golden age of independent manufacturing provided a specific soul that a massive corporation could never replicate. When BMW announced they were taking full ownership of the Alpina brand, the internet exploded with claims that the legacy was dead, that the cars would become soulless, mass-produced computers, and that nothing would ever beat the classic, polite cruisers of the past. Let me look you dead in the eye and tell you why that is the biggest lie in modern automotive history. The purists are blinded by nostalgia. What actually happened when BMW took the reins wasn't the death of a legend. It was the unlocking of an absolute monster. Imagine giving a team of brilliant, unhinged engineers a limitless Black Ops budget and full access to BMW's most terrifying M Division technology. This new generation isn't just better. It is a violent, unapologetic hypermachine that completely humiliates everything that came before it. Throw your nostalgia out the window, because today we are tearing apart exactly why the new BMW-backed Alpina is the undisputed, terrifying apex predator of the asphalt. To understand the sheer magnitude of this evolution, we have to start under the hood. The classic Alpina was famous for a refined, almost lazy delivery of power. It gave you a gentle wave of torque, building up speed with a gentlemanly dignity. It was fast, but it was polite. The new generation does not know the meaning of the word polite. Underneath this aggressively vented hood lies a radically engineered twin-turbocharged V8 heart that produces a catastrophic amount of horsepower and tarmac-shredding torque. Because of BMW's massive engineering resources, this engine features heavily reinforced internals, radically redesigned cooling systems, and turbochargers that spool with psychotic aggression. When you bury your foot into the throttle, there is no polite hesitation. There is absolutely zero turbo lag. You are instantly and violently pinned deep into the back of your seat as this heavyweight brawler launches from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a mind-scrambling fraction of a second. It alters your literal perception of time and space. The acceleration is so savage, so utterly relentless, that it actually requires physical effort to keep your head held straight. The classic models would build momentum. This new machine simply teleports. But raw power is nothing without the ability to deliver it seamlessly. And this is where the new BMW integration proves its absolute superiority. The transmission in this new Alpina shifts with the mechanical precision and terrifying speed of a sniper's bullet. It is so fast and so clinically perfect that there is zero interruption in thrust. You click the cold metal paddle shifter, and the next gear is engaged before your brain has even finished processing the thought. Combine that ruthless efficiency with the new exhaust note. The old Alpina gave you a muted, civilized hum so you wouldn't disturb the neighbors. When you switch this new beast into its most aggressive track mode, the exhaust baffles fly open and unleash a terrifying symphony of mechanical rage. It pops, it bangs, it snarls viciously on the downshifts. It sounds like tearing metal and raw thunder. It is a sensory overload that the classic independent Alpina simply never had the hardware to produce. Now step back and look at the exterior design. The classic Alpina was the ultimate sleeper. It was the master of subtlety, blending into traffic so perfectly that only true car enthusiasts knew what it was. But with BMW's wind tunnel technology and aerodynamic mastery heavily involved, this new generation completely abandons that quiet philosophy. It demands your absolute attention. It commands fear and respect from the second its piercing laser headlights appear in your rearview mirror. The design language here isn't just about looking menacing, though it absolutely looks like a villain's ultimate getaway vehicle. Every single sharp crease, every gaping air intake, and every sweeping aerodynamic curve serves a brutal, high-performance purpose. Look closely at the front fascia. Those widened, aggressive air intakes aren't fake plastic trim pieces designed for showroom vanity. They are gaping maws inhaling massive amounts of oxygen to feed the hungry turbos and cool the colossal braking system. Moving down the aggressive profile of the car, the sharp side skirts and the dramatically widened track give it the posture of a coiled panther ready to strike. It sits significantly closer to the ground than the old models, magnetically glued to the asphalt. Furthermore, the obsessive use of aerospace-grade carbon fiber is everywhere. From the roof panel and the aggressive front splitters to the mirror caps and the rear diffuser, carbon fiber is utilized to shed every single ounce of unnecessary weight, while providing the structural, twisting rigidity of a bank vault. The old Alpina wore a finely tailored wool suit. This new machine is wearing a tailored suit woven entirely from Kevlar. It slices through the air at triple-digit speeds, utilizing intelligent active aerodynamics to generate massive, stabilizing downforce that keeps you firmly planted when you are pushing the absolute limits of grip on the Autobahn. Let's step inside the cabin because this is precisely where the old-school loyalists usually draw their line in the sand. They will confidently tell you that the old leather was better, that the analog dials had more soul, and that true craftsmanship died the moment BMW took full control. They could not be more wrong. Open the heavy vault-like door of this new generation, and you are stepping into a fighter jet cockpit that just happens to be wrapped in billionaire-level luxury. Yes, the classic cars had beautiful aromatic leather, but step into this modern cabin, and you are immediately embraced by deeply bolstered, sport-sculpted racing seats. Wrapped in ultra-premium, hand-stitched Lavalina leather, these seats do not just sit you down, they physically hold you in place. They are specifically engineered to lock your body in, preparing you for the immense lateral G-forces you are about to experience in the corners. Your hands naturally grip a perfectly contoured, incredibly thick steering wheel, equipped with tactile, beautifully weighted metal paddle shifters. But here is where the new era entirely obliterates the old, the jaw-dropping technology integration. Thanks to BMW's flagship tech department, you are surrounded by a sweeping, ultra-high-definition curved digital display that serves as your central nervous system and command center. It feeds you real-time track telemetry, active tire temperature monitoring, and precise G-force data with absolute zero lag. Yet, despite being a hyper-advanced supercomputer on wheels, the cabin manages to retain an undeniable beating soul. The ambient lighting pulses aggressively in sync with the driving modes. The physical buttons you do interact with offer a satisfying, heavy, premium click. It is the perfect, flawless marriage of a ruthless track weapon and an executive luxury lounge. The old Alpina gave you beautiful analog luxury. The new one gives you a fully customizable, high-speed digital reality that anticipates your every move. However, blistering straight-line speed, raw power, and a gorgeous interior mean absolutely nothing if the car handles like a heavy boat in the corners. The classic Alpina was a phenomenal highway cruiser. It owned the long, sweeping straight lines. But the moment you showed it a tight, technical, twisting canyon road, its heavy weight immediately began to show. It would roll, it would lean, and it would remind you that it was a luxury sedan first and a sports car second. This new BMW engineered generation, it literally bends the laws of physics to its own will. Thanks to an unbelievably advanced adaptive air suspension system and lightning-fast active roll stabilization, this heavy luxury machine magically corners like a stripped-down, lightweight track car. It features a brilliant, highly intelligent all-wheel drive system, complete with active torque vectoring. What does that highly technical jargon actually mean for you behind the wheel? It means the car's computer brain is calculating millions of data points every single second, constantly shifting the exact perfect amount of power to the outside wheels. It literally pushes and claws you through the apex of a corner significantly faster than you entered it, completely eliminating understeer. And then there is the absolute black magic of the rear wheel steering system. At low city speeds, the rear wheels turn in the opposite direction of the front wheels, virtually shrinking the long wheelbase so you can maneuver and park like you are driving a tiny compact car. But at high speeds, they turn in the exact same direction as the front. This allows you to effortlessly change lanes and attack sweeping corners with a telepathic, terrifying level of stability. Finally, when you need to bring this missile to a halt, the massive carbon ceramic brakes throw out the anchors. The deceleration is just as violent as the acceleration. The brake pedal provides such incredible, confidence-inspiring feedback that you can brake unbelievably late into corners without a single hint of brake fade, lap after punishing lap. So, let's answer the question we started with. Is the old Alpina better, or is the new BMW-owned generation the superior machine? We have to respect the legends of the past. The independent Alpina paved the way for everything we have today, and set the ultimate gold standard benchmark for blending speed with class. But the harsh reality of the automotive world is that progress does not care about your feelings, and benchmarks are meant to be broken. The new generation didn't just break the benchmark, it completely vaporized it. BMW's limitless resources took a legendary recipe and injected it with pure adrenaline. It is ferociously faster, razor sharp, infinitely smarter, and exponentially more aggressive, all while successfully maintaining a level of interior luxury that rivals five-star penthouse suites. Nostalgia will always have a warm place in our hearts, and the classic models will forever be collector's items. But the crown? The crown has officially been taken by force. The new king is here. It wears a BMW badge proudly alongside its Alpina heritage, and it takes absolutely no prisoners. I know the hardcore purists are already furiously typing down below to defend their classic icon, and I welcome the war in the comments. Let's settle this massive debate right now. If you were handed the keys today with absolutely no strings attached, are you taking the classic, polite, nostalgic Alpina, or are you strapping into this brand new, terrifyingly powerful monster? Drop your choice down below. Hit that like button if you respect the brutal new era of uncompromised performance, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.